Probably the most memorable year was my senior year when I did an independent study. We had some pretty good times in Janet Davis's class on Fridays, just Michael and I, black tights, white shirt, white shoes, no fooling around. She'd have to teach both Michael and I very differently because a lot of times I would have a lot of tension and that would hold me back because I wanted to hold a position so much. And Michael was a lot freer, which enabled him to do a lot of things. But I think that really speaks to like the soul of MSB because here, and having been other places and experienced different teachers and different styles, I really feel like I've gotten the best training here because it is so personal and so hands-on. We all grow up from itty-bitty to, you know, when we go off to college or when we stay here and become adults. And so like no one knows quite how to teach you like I find the teachers here do. The boys' changing room used to be about like a 7 by 7 foot closet with a industrial sink and a water heater. And Nick Reynolds and I were changing in there at one point, and we finish up, ready for class, and we go to open the door and it's shut closed, it won't open. And so we're in there for a while and we're trying to like get attention from someone outside, and it like ends up being like a crowd of people outside, and we're like, all right, we're gonna go through the roof. So I'm getting up on Nick Reynolds' shoulders and I'm pushing the foam ceiling out so I can like maybe climb over. And then we hear Glenn's voice, he's like, oh, is there a problem? And meanwhile, the door's here, I'm on top of Nick Reynolds' shoulders. And they're like, oh yeah, Glenn, you know, the door's stuck. He's like, oh, okay. Shoulders the door, it smashes open, bumps Nick Reynolds, and we were free. Good times at MSB. One of my favorite things that I remember, which wasn't necessarily, you know, in the dance class, but more just about the environment and the community that Maine State Ballet has created and maintained. Because I'm growing up with all these other dancers, we're all growing up together, we ended up being really close. Every day after dance class, especially in the summertime, we'd all go out to the parking lot and we'd all wait for each other, no one would leave. And we'd all have like, we called it car talk. And we just sit there for like hours and just talk with each other. And it's really, really nice because I think a lot of the times the ballet world can be really competitive and maybe not be so nourishing to, you know, good relationships within the company and within, you know, the younger levels and too, but I always felt that the drama was very minimal here. And when it did happen, like I feel like everyone made an effort to really like ease it down and make sure everyone was okay. And I think that comes an influence from Mrs. Mealy and from all the teachers and from the kids too. I mean, like, especially growing up and seeing, you know, the older kids, for me, like Nick Reynolds and Cindy Reynolds, just how they handled situations and how they treated people with respect was really, that's a really nice thing that I remember from when I was younger growing up here before I left.